Good morning, everyone. It's Mr. Mann here, and I hope you're all well. This weekend has been absolutely glorious, hasn't it? And I hope you had an opportunity to get out and enjoy some of the good weather. And fingers crossed for the rest of the week now that will continue. So when I spoke last week, I said that Prime Minister would speak and give some sort of announcement, and he did last Monday, letting us know and letting the whole country know that all schools would be coming back from the 8th of March, which is in fact a week today. That's a really fantastic bit of news. I hope you agree. And I know on behalf of all the staff, we're really excited about welcoming each and every one of you back next week. But before we do that, there's a number of things we have to sort of explain and tell you about in preparation for that. And this assembly today is just going to go through some of those key parts. So I really cannot believe where 8 school weeks has gone, and if you include 2 weeks for Christmas and then a week for half term, that takes us up to 11 weeks since we saw you all last. And in that time, so many things have really, have changed and changed in school and changed for all of us. And these are just a couple of them. You've all had to manage the whole aspect of live lessons and independent work, which you've really taken to so well. I mean, the number of positive things that I've heard from your teachers over this last sort of 6 weeks, 7 weeks has been incredible. And you've all done yourself proud. It's been hard, but you've managed it, which has been incredible. And at the same time of managing those live lessons and independent work, you've had the obstacle of having to move to Google Classroom as well, and a new email through Google. We did that change, we had it planned for a long, long time, and we wanted to do it because we knew and we felt it would be the best way of you accessing your work. And I hope you agree that it has been. And we will continue to now use Google Classroom as we start to set your homework and other independent tasks as and when are needed. So Google is the way forward, and I hope you feel comfortable with that. In this last 8 weeks, also you've had to become more resilient, more independent, self-motivated and courageous. And all those qualities are so, so important and will continue to be so important as you come back to school and as you continue your studies. Because with those skills, you cannot fail. You can only succeed in everything that you do. There's also been times, though, where you've had to manage your own worries and at times self-doubt. And I know there are a number of you, unfortunately, who've had personal challenges during this lockdown, affecting you and affecting your family. And we're here. All I need to say to you in that respect is that we are here for you. And when you walk back through the doors, your teachers and all the support staff are going to be there to support you and help you with those challenges should you need it. All you need to do is ask. But together, I feel we are a stronger school, we're a better school, and I hope that we're a more caring school as well. Because success does come in many, many forms, and only you can define that. And no matter what your success has been, whether it's been big or whether you feel it's been relatively small, take it as a success. Take it as a positive. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a thumbs up and say to yourself, you have managed to do this. So as we open the schools, there's going to be a number of steps that we need to take. And over this last week, as you can imagine, we've been planning and preparing to make sure that the school is going to be safe for you and following the guidance that the government has given. So on the next slides, I'm going to just go through a few things which you need to be aware of. Firstly, you're all going to have to start getting tested regularly, and that's going to be in the first phase going to be 3 times in school. Now, I sent your parents and carers a letter on Friday, and within that letter it gave the times and the days in which you are going to have to come into school to be tested. Okay, so you can see on this slide here, we're going to start off on Wednesday the 3rd of March with year 10 and then move on to year 7, and by the end of this week it's going to be year 8. And then those 3 year groups will come back into school on Monday the 8th in normal uniform and to start their learning. At the same time, on Monday the 8th, we just want year 11 to come in on their appointment time and come into the hall to be tested. And then on the Tuesday, they will come back into school, and the final year group will just come in to be tested, which will be year 9. As I say, the appointment times are all being passed on to your parents, so they know exactly when that is. And the most important thing also about coming in to be tested is that that same day and same time will continue to be the same time and day for your appointment when you're in school to have a further two tests. So if you're on a Wednesday at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, then you will be the following Wednesday on the 10th, year 10, that will be the same time that you have your second test. And it will be the same time the week later when you have your third test. After that time, we're hoping to be able to provide you with kits that you will take home, and I'll explain more about that nearer the time. There you can see also some pictures of the hall and what it looks like when you come into the test centre. And there's nothing really to worry about, as hopefully this next slide will show. So there have been a large group of students who have been coming in regularly to work in school during this lockdown, and they've been taking the test quite regularly. And we went round and had a chat with a few of them, and these are just some of the kind of things they said. I'm not going to read them out to you, but I hope it gives you a little bit of encouragement. It puts away some of those doubts that you might have about testing, and actually it's perfectly fine. And the adults and the support staff who are there in the test centre will be able to take you through it, and you shouldn't have any concerns or worries. So getting ourselves tested is going to be one thing, but there are also going to be a range of other things that we're going to have to do to support each other and work together. Because unfortunately, as we all know, coronavirus hasn't gone away. And in fact, there are still large amounts of infection that are going on around the country, even though the numbers are coming down, which is encouraging. And so at this stage, and all the advice that we've been given is that we must still be as careful as possible. And the next slide will sort of go through a little bit about what we intend to do in school. The key change is about face masks. And now the Department of Education, the government have stated that we need to be wearing face masks now, and you need to be wearing face masks now, not only in the corridors, but in your lessons. Because obviously you cannot socially distance, you are closer than 2 meters with a lot of people around you, you need to have your face mask on at all times. Now there are a few people who are medically exempt and they don't have to wear them, but we've already liaised with your parents about that. And so we know about you, and that's absolutely fine not to wear it. But for the vast majority, this is what we're going to have to do. And at the moment, the guidance suggests that this has to be done up till Easter. So we've got about 3.5 weeks in which those face masks will need to be worn all the time. The only time they can come off is when you go out at break time and you go onto the hard courts. So even when you're walking from one lesson to the next, we want to see those face masks on. Even if it means crossing over outside, we need your face masks on. You need to also remember, as I explained in the previous slide, when to take your second test and your third test. And that's really important. We can't be spending time chasing you because you've forgotten. You need to know exactly when that is so you come down and have your test. We need to make sure that we are constantly washing our hands and sanitizing them when you go into the classrooms. That's why we have the sanitizers outside your rooms. Please use them as you go in, and likewise your teachers will be instructing you to clean down your desk. The one-way system will be in action again, and knowing which way to go on the stairway and how to come off at break time and lunchtime will be important. And when you have PE, we'll be asking you just to come in still in your PE kits because the changing rooms won't be open. There will be staggered break times, and there will obviously be that staggered end to the day. All these things are in place not only to help you and support you, but to help and support your family as well, which is really important. Because while the coronavirus might not affect that many young people, it clearly has quite a significant impact on adults. And while many of your parents probably haven't been vaccinated yet, we need to maintain as safe as possible our school for our community. And I think this slide really sums up why we need to wear our face masks. Those doctors and nurses, they wear this to protect you and your family. We need to do the same to protect our families. And most importantly, it's about, if you feel unwell at all, you must not come into school. You must not come in to think, oh, I'll just get a test in school even if I'm feeling unwell. Because by that time you could have passed it on to several other people who could then pass it on to other people who could then take it home to their families. So if you wake up in the morning and you develop a continuous cough, or you're feeling hot, or you've lost your taste or lost your smell, then you must not come into school. You must tell your parents, your carers, that you feel unwell, and then you must have a test elsewhere. Please, please, please do not come into school. Stay alert and check your symptoms, and that way we can save lives. And if we all do these things, then we can beat this. We can make sure our community is as safe as possible. We can make sure that you are safe, your teachers are safe, the support staff are safe, your families are safe. But it's incumbent on all of us, each and every one of us, to do our little bit. And it's actually not that much to ask. Wear a face mask. Make sure you wash your hands. Make sure you take a test. Be aware of how you're feeling at any one time. And if we do those things, then we can beat this. And then come the summer, we can then start to have the rules will hopefully relax. We can go out and do more things. We can open up our school a little bit more. And we can get back to what I class as normal way of living. And then summer will come very, very quickly. The holidays will begin, and then hopefully you can really start to enjoy all the things that you just haven't been able to do for so long. So I'm going to finish there, everybody. Hope it gives you a really clear idea about what is needed and what we all need to do. I'll speak to you a little bit more next week on the first day for years 10, 7 and 8. And I look forward to seeing everybody back in school by next Wednesday week. Okay. Have a very good week. Year 11, good luck. You've got your assessments coming up this week. Opportunity to just find out how well you're doing. Do not worry about it. It's just about the check to see how much you know and where those gaps in knowledge are, so that we can plan and support you over the coming weeks to get the best possible GCSEs. And to year 10 last week who did their tests, very well done indeed. This is an exciting time, everyone, and I hope you feel incredibly positive. I do. I know the staff here at Amory do, and we can't wait to see you all again. Okay, but in the meantime, take care, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon.